was born with a spinal deformity known as kyphoscoliosis. Hi guys, this is Avila Ngibe, and I just want to share my story of how I was born with kyphoscoliosis and how I got to be on a wheelchair. So I was born with kyphoscoliosis, which is an abnormal curvature of the spinal cord. So my spinal cord was a bit curved, making it difficult for me to grow into like a normal level, if I may put it that way, because I was very short as compared to people my age. So I was very short. So my parents used to take me to different doctors just to get to clarity of what the condition is and how they can, help me and correct it at an earlier age if it can be corrected. So a lot of doctors advised them not to do anything about my condition because I was healthy, I was working, I was doing everything a normal child does. So they didn't see a point of me going for an operation or whatnot. And at that time, izinto zazingekabikho advanced as they are now, so they were scared maybe that doctors might damage me because I was just like a normal child, just short. So yeah, so I went to get to a normal school. I remember when I had to start grade 1, the teachers, they refused to get me into school because they said I was young. As I said, I was very short. So they did that thing back in the days whereby funeka unyuse isandla uyobamba indlebe to see if you're old enough to get into school or not. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that because I was short. What should I do? But they ended up accepting me because my certificate said, hello, this is a 6-year-old. She deserves to be in grade 1, regardless of my disability. She's short already. So I got into school again as Alicia. Was always bright spark. So I did grade 1 and 2, and I got tired of being in that school, whereas my siblings are in another school. I told my parents, no, I want to move. They refused. The teachers, they refused to let me go, saying that this was high school. I don't know what that meant, but they refused to give me a report and but I was like, no mama, now there's no way I'm coming back to this school. I want to go to Enhlaza with my other siblings. So I went there and I explained to the principal the little break oven. I can still remember that day. I explained it to the principal that no, they wouldn't let me go. They didn't want to let me go. So they refused to give me a report. And the principal was like, no, it's fine. Just go to your class teacher and explain. And that was it. The phone again, and there was a lot of bullying involved. Abantwana, they would stare at me, laugh at me. And ask age and whatnot. Why am I so short and blah blah blah. It was not nice, especially when it was done by the students that were way older than me, seniors. And it's funny that siblings, they never noticed the bullying. Nobody to walking to school because it was easy for me to spot someone that is talking about me. When is in those big circles, it's very easy to spot them. So it was very easy for me to spot a person that is busy talking about me or doing whatever about me. But my siblings never noticed any of that. So then low who go and inside. I didn't know how to share that with my parents, with my mother or my siblings, that I thought maybe they are aware, but they never were aware. So the bullying continued. It was until I went to high school, it was worse because now I'm in a new environment, new students, a lot of students, old students. Like, it was a lot, to a point where I had to avoid sports days because abantwana would come. I don't know. It was painful, guys. Abantwana, they would come. It was not nice. But what is nice is that I do not remember any of the faces of the people that used to make funny remarks about me. All I focused on was studying and getting out of that environment. It was being suffocated. The environment being Islamic was just suffocating for me. So I remember when grade 10, I had to write an essay of my third day at school. So that's where, like, I wrote everything down, how I felt, how the people were bullying me and everything, hoping that the teacher that was gonna mark that would, eventually do something about it. And then my mother and brother, they found that essay and then they read it. They were surprised that I was going through that. But that's where it ended. We never discussed it. How I wished, like, we discussed it, and I can explain how I really felt, but we never did it. It was just like that. Then I passed my matric, and then went to the city. I came to PE, and that's where I could say I was great on the confidence that I had. I was at my happiest because literally no one had funny remarks. Where they would say, "You are so young, how old are you?" Blah blah blah. That's all I could get. Not about my disability, not about my shortness. It was amazing. Trying to be naughty, but not to scare one. But I didn't take that into heart, and it was not bad. So PE just became my comfort place, if I can put it that way. I was happy. I started dating, enjoying life. It was nice. So yeah, got pregnant in 2013, in 2014. So then a few months down the line, I think after 6 months or so, I started. I remember I was saying I was walking from Central to town. It's sloping. So from that day, I said, like, yes, honey, you are walking funny. I was like, no, I don't feel anything. But as time went by, I felt, there's something wrong with my right leg. Like, I could feel, but it's getting a bit stiff, And that time, I had to do my experiential learning, meaning I had to go to the lab, on my feet. But no, it's getting worse. Then December, I went home. In February, when I had to start my internship, when I came back to PA again, I could not walk, like, on my own, literally. I remember I went out with Asid and Sandile. We went to the beach, and then we were walking up to boardwalk. I could not. They had to hold my hands, and then I asked Asid to go buy me a crutch to walk, because I was struggling to walk, and I was about to go to work the following week. So she brought me that, and I was using that when I got back to work, when I started my internship. Then that's when things just got worse. The pain, the stiffness of the leg. Difficult walking, and so this one time I had like a sharp pain in my spine, I was not able to sit down. She done color a lab. Luckily, my pathologist there was also training us in chemistry. Her husband was working in a spinal clinic there at Livingston Hospital. So she phoned him, and then I went down there, and then I explained what's happening, and then he prescribed some medication for me, gave me a signal. So I went home to my place, and then I took the pills and I got better afterwards, but the pain never really went away, and the working got worse. And then after 18 months of internship, I had to start work because I kept on going to the spinal clinic, and then he's gonna connect me with a spinal surgeon in Cape Town who's gonna do the operation on me, so that it can alleviate the pain. Fine, I was on a waiting list for the entire time I was doing my internship, which is 18 months, and then I got a permanent job in 2017, mid 2017, and then in 2019, that's when I consulted the doctor privately, and then he referred me to another doctor who then made an appointment. Everything was just so quick. Made an appointment for me to see the doctor in Cape Town who did my operation. So yeah, everything went so quick. I was doing my BTEC then, wrote my exams, I was anxious, everything was a mess. Then I had to fly to Cape Town, and then the operation happened on my birthday. So for the past 4 years, it has been difficult for me to celebrate my birthday. Yeah, because the surgery happened on my birthday, and just from there on, before the operation, the doctor said there are 90% chances of me coming out of the operation fine, and then there are 10% chances of the operation going bad. So he was very positive, and he was positive to a point that I was even scared to go there the following day. So I went there, I did the operation, and was in ICU for a couple of days. Then when I woke up again, I was told that I cannot walk. But they didn't actually say, okay, you cannot walk, period. They would come to me every morning and say, just wiggle your toes, move your legs, and there was no movement. I'll try, but there's nothing. And they did that every morning until I was discharged from the hospital to the rehab. Until I was discharged to the rehab, there was nothing. Remember then my occupational therapists were like, Arela, what's going on? What did the doctor say to you? What's the way forward? Is this it? Are you paralyzed? Is this forever? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to ask when I was in hospital, because I didn't know what to expect when I get out of hospital. So I had a leakage where the operation was, so I had to go back to the hospital because there was an infection involved. So that's when I got a chance to ask him again, so doc, what's gonna happen from now on? He told me that no, maybe after 2 years you'll be able to walk again. So yeah, that has been on my mind, getting discharged, feeling better. Okay, fine, this is happening, but I know I'm gonna be able to walk anytime from now. I can feel when you touch me, I can feel, but I was very weak in rehab. When I came out of hospital, I was still weak. I couldn't do everything by myself, but eventually I got better. With time. So yeah, that's how I got to be where I am now. That's how I got to be paralyzed. Mental health That's something that came with being on the chair, with being paralyzed. It was a lot for me to take in because, okay, first of all, I had to be moved from my safe space, from my safe environment, which is PE, where my life just blossomed, to a location in Tanzania. It was hectic for me to find transport. Abantu bangixelela uba ndiyabasokolisa. Why am I going to work alone, being charged ridiculous amounts? Because why? Umuntu phofu uzakushouta and then charge you on top of that. This one, the rich people, why are they shouting when you're still gonna get the money that you were gonna make? But why don't shout and all that? So it was like that the entire time. So having to wake up every day, having that fear. But I wonder long drive uzoti. And some would say, sure, that they should not pick you up because we are so police. You know, those kind of things, they just got to me a lot. And when I eventually find someone that I can rely on, their phone is voicemail, the entire day check, struggling and all of that. Having to explain, that's when the anxiety started. I'm phone the manager and have a story to say about why I am late today. But yeah, that's where the anxiety kicked in, that's where the depression kicked in, and also where you are isolated because I couldn't do izinto ezininzi that the others are doing, because the benches they are high and all of that, so they could only fix a portion where I could say, okay, go sit there. So I was this disabled person, different person in a new environment, working alone. So that got to me. So it was the environment I was in outside of work, struggling, where I was sustained transport wise, and then being depressed at work. So everything was just too much, and so I ended up in depression, and yeah, tried committing suicide twice in the process, but to say now, and I'm so grateful that I'm still alive. I'm so grateful that I get to ubukela umntana wami ekhula and be umzali to her. Sometimes I wonder if bendingekho, like the pain ebenza mshiya nayo, but grateful to God, and I will never ever, and I don't want to be in that state. If I feel like ingqondo yam is just trying to control me, I speak up, I go for therapy, I make sure I take my medication. That is done. I want to be sane, because being depressed is the worst feeling ever, and you cannot control it, but you can work around it. You have to work on yourself, you have to work. And there is Kayone trying to run the moment, like why are you here? Why?
I can't is here.
Okay.
Can you play with Play-Doh?
Is it that for this call? Dlalan Pai in the house. Say hi to my kids. So okay, yeah, that is that. But now I'm in a better place. I pray a lot. I don't pray every day, but when I do pray, I pray, and I'm grateful to Bao and a second chance in my life. and I hope that Ilandi's story will heal someone. Story will sokwenza umuntu like no, I don't know what to say, but I hope guys that you can see the power of God in me. I never thought I would embrace being in the wheelchair, but look how cute I am. This is Tula guys, I make a wheelchair so fashionable. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Oh, by the way, I bought this dress from Shein. I love it so much. I haven't worn it, so this is the first time wearing it. I can't wait to wear it as soon as the winter is here. Then I can rock this dress. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.